Information technology was front and center at the Asian Logistics and Maritime Conference 2011 in Hong Kong, which attracted some of the top names in these related businesses from around the world. And very much an expert in cloud-based solutions is Mike Hill. Mike, thanks indeed for joining us. Now, looking at collaboration, I suppose, which is a buzzword at the moment, how do you see Hong Kong as being part of that and as being indeed representative of that?
A lot of business in Hong Kong revolves around collaboration. So there's a lot of foreign buying offices here, there's a lot of sourcing companies here, a lot of companies that do business through Hong Kong. So they're more and more requiring a collaboration platform to be able to work online collaboratively with their suppliers, with their factories, with their raw material suppliers, with inspection companies. The whole supply chain is actually converging on Hong Kong.
So we talk about collaboration, but where does collaboration end and competition really begin?
What we're seeing is, in times gone by, then we would have a very antagonistic approach to say, costing or to negotiation, where the brands would be negotiating costs in a very aggressive way with their suppliers to bring down margins. What we're seeing now is much more of a collaboration, if you like, but much more of a partnership between those brand owners, the sourcing companies and the downstream suppliers to actually get a much more collaborative solution, so that they together they're actually working on bringing costs down, and together they're actually working on increasing the velocity or increasing the speed of products through the supply chain.
So air and sea freight rates have certainly gone down dramatically, but where do you see then collaboration as being part of that? Is that going to help?
Well, that's right. I mean, if everyone is working together on the same platform, then of course it's easier to drive costs down. But it's not just driving costs down, it's also cost efficiencies. So if everyone is collaborating on the same platform, then it's much easier to negotiate costs. It's much easier to come to a final negotiated cost. It's much easier to lock in those costs earlier in the development of, say, products. And people can take advantage of that to bring down freights, can bring down costs within the supply chain.
So I guess then when the cycle changes and when freight rates go up, then I guess that's where collaboration comes in again.
Absolutely, and it's not just freight rates. If you look at we specialise in the apparel market, and if you look at cotton prices, for example, wool prices, leather availability, all of those things are issues at the moment. And the collaborative platform means that you can lock in those prices, lock in the availability of those products much earlier in the development of products and much earlier in the supply chain.
So where it comes to 2012, do you see that as a particularly collaborative year or not perhaps?
Difficult to say. My personal opinion is I see more collaboration, and that will be underpinned by technology. Cloud technology, for example, will provide a platform for that collaboration to take place. And I think that that companies that are not involved in that will be left behind as we move forward into the future.
Hong Kong is building its reputation as a shipping registry centre, so that means that upstream and downstream, that's all good for logistics.
Of course. I mean, Hong Kong has always been very willing to get involved in new technologies, always been very willing. The government has always supported those sort of emerging technologies and how they can get into those technologies. So getting into the cloud platform and allowing those upstream and downstream visibility and communications is very much what Hong Kong is all about.
So attending the Asian Logistics and Maritime Conference here in Hong Kong, what's your impression of it?
Well, I believe it's the first one that's been organised, and the attendance has certainly been a surprise. The high numbers, I should say. The organisation has been second to none. As a speaker, I've been well looked after. The content has been relevant. We've had a lot of feedback after the sessions that we've done, saying how much people have enjoyed the content, how much it's been relevant to what the industry is talking about today. So in my experience, it's been fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to coming back again next year.